Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Garblad Games. Thank you very much for coming to watch us tonight. My name is Dan. I will be your GM tonight, and tonight we are playing Deathwatch, a la the old Fantasy Flight version, 2D10. We will be playing Space Marines again tonight. This is part 2. Really looking forward to it. Let's go around and do our character introductions again. A little bit of a feedback on what the characters were on, what the classes were and their chapters and stuff. As Stu is joining us tonight as well. So let's start with you, Stu.
Oh, right in at the deep end.
Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm Valerius Decimus, and I am a member of the Ultramarines, where the Codex is everything. My specialty is apothecary, so I'm a doctor. So trust me, I know what I'm doing. Basically, he was involved in some demon mopping up on Thrax, which is how he sort of came to the working for the Inquisition. They invited him to join them, mainly because he seems to have quite a talent for languages. And he's also seems to be quite good at interrogating people. So
I'm sure it'd get on very well with the Dark Angel. Speaking of which,
secrets, and more secrets. Hi everyone, I'm Dan. I'm playing Azazel Malik, who is a Dark Angel. He is a tactical marine and de facto squad leader because he has the highest fellowship and has cool leadership abilities by being a tactical marine. He also has lots of interrogation skills. God knows why. But otherwise, he is a tactical marine through and through. Loves his bolt gun, good with his bolt gun, and that's pretty much the level of his skills.
Aaron?
I think Aaron froze for a second there.
Did I unfreeze?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you
All
are,
right.
boy.
And it's your turn.
Well, fantastic. So I'll see your bolt gun and I'll raise you a chainsword. My guy is Raziel Rust. He's an assault marine from the Blood Angels chapter. But he's a fairly gregarious Blood Angel, and maybe that's why they asked him to go fight with the Deathwatch. Or it could be that his former squad mates were a group of rambunctious space wolves, and they rubbed off on him a little bit. Either way, he's here to take his chain sword to Xenos, heretics, other space marines, or pretty much anyone that Azazel tells him to, as my faithful squad leader.
And finally, but not least,
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Ferris Calais, the Iron Hand Devastator. He is a whole whirlwind of charisma and really, just one of the lads that likes to get in with a laugh, or not. He is stomping around with lots of metal strapped to him, including his heavy bolter, mainly because he, like others of his chapter, believe that the flesh is weak. And why have flesh when you can have metal?
If you haven't seen the first episode of this and you're watching it on YouTube, pause it and go watch it now. But if you want a quick summary, here's where we're at. So our the events of tonight's game take part in a little unknown civil war within the 40k universe called the Badab Civil War. The Deathwatch team has been gathered on the on Black Rock Station to track down Inquisitor tracks and to uncover the location of some Eldar Corsairs that he has been tracking. Unfortunately, the place where they're going, which is Watchtower Antioch, is in the middle of a war zone. They have been supplied with a rogue trader vessel and frankly, full to the brim of Xenos tech, and Lord Captain Hess, who is a very pleasant and charming individual, and is in no way in the wrong at all. Period. He's clearly a man who's used to getting what he wants, or just doing what he likes, because he's a rogue trader and he lives on the outskirts, and perhaps maybe it wasn't a good idea to be bragging in front of a bunch of space marines. But there you go. What are you going to do? So after some conversations with our Dark Angel tactical marine, and some tense moments where we genuinely thought the campaign might be cut short because he was going to kill the entire crew, this was avoided, and now you're making your way to Watchtower Antioch. You made your way past the battle formations and the lines of the 40k forces, and slipped past into enemy territory. It was suggested that perhaps you go to a party where there would be a gathering of rebel's probably a wrong word.
Heretical traitors!
Political dissidents.
Heretics.
Yeah. Who might be worth having a conversation about how to get to Antioch and what deals could be struck to get there without any issues. However, just completely went past that part of the plot. It's fine. I can live with it. And now your road trade captain has taken you by deep and secretive routes through the warp to Watchtower Antioch. Watchtower Antioch is situated in a very busy interstellar system where there are a number of stars and small proto-stars, each with a number of planets and lots of dozens and dozens of moons around each one. Huge kind of asteroid belt, 2 major asteroid belts going through it, so it's heavily mined, it's heavily populated, it's got a lot of fortifications in it, and it's also a war zone where Mantis warriors, astral claws, and lamenters fight loyalist forces of the Emperor of Mankind. Watchtower Antioch, as you've approached, is a grey rock, much like our own moon here on Earth, I should say. And Watchtower Antioch kind of splinters out of a jagged, rocky mountain, like a sort of spire tearing out of it. Lots of Gothic architecture and sort of Baroque arches and vicious-looking anti-aircraft weapon. You are coming in on an Arvis lighter, which has been supplied to you by Watch Captain, and the ship is rocking violently. Not for you guys. You're in power armor. The poor pilot, a human, whose name I don't think we actually wrote down, is kind of sitting there in his bomber jacket with his goggles and scarf around his neck, and he's going, "All right, lads, chocks away!" As this vehicle shakes violently.
Flight Officer Biggles now.
Flight Officer Biggles. Flight Lieutenant Biggles. However, Valrus, we'll start with you. So, Valrus, you are a Deathwatch Marine at Watchtower Antioch. So you haven't been accompanying the rest of the team. You are the last of the Deathwatch Marines here at Watchtower Antioch. It is a large facility for as watchtowers go. It's not just a garrison for Deathwatch Space Marines. It is also a laboratory, a prison, and the home of Inquisitor Trax. It's almost his own personal wizard's tower, if that was to be an appropriate term. There he does his studies under the Ordo Xenos of all aliens here in the Badab sectors.
You have a few alien bodies lying around in the laboratories as well.
Plenty.
Excellent.
Specifically Eldar or Eldari, but the prison cells up, on one of the levels have gene stealers, orcs. I think there's probably an Eldar in there as well. But you were the last here. Inquisitor Trax and the last of the Deathwatch Marines left a few cycles ago. And you've been kind of keeping watch over the upper levels. However, the lower levels, one of the reasons why Watchtower Antioch has been neglected is that, not only was there a civil war going on, but the Imperium weren't really supplying it a lot. It was almost a kind of forgotten posting. And now the lower levels are occupied by a small group of, again, small band of Astral Claws, Mantis Warriors, and Lamenters, who are under siege. There is an Imperial Guard army, because much like sci-fi, although this is a grey rock of dust and, jagged, sharp rocks, the air is apparently breathable. So, siege weapons and tanks and trenches have been dug, and they're basically trying to bombard the lower levels of this tower. But Decimus, now, for the first time in a long time, your comlink starts to fizz and awaken to Deathwatch communicating signals.
Right.
Because they kind of automatically. So
I'm going to take my hands out of the orc that I've been working on, and just flick them down somewhere, and try and see if I can make contact.
You easily do. So the rest of you also see this picture of this tower under siege by Imperial Guard forces. At this point, where you are, you're not sure whose forces they are. Are they loyalist? Are they rebel? You're not quite sure, and you're not really yet aware. And you're not aware of who they're sieging. You're not aware of the Marines inside. But your comlinks begin to crackle as well, with Deathwatch code signals and activation sequences, and a comlink seems to be picked up somewhere inside the facility.
This is Valerius Decimus of the Watch Tower, Antioch. Please respond.
This is Brother Azazel. Please notify us of your situation.
Well,
Decimus, with when he comms you, coming with it are all the identification codes as well.
Yeah.
So like on a sort of like subline. So it's clearly another Deathwatch Marine.
I understand.
And rank.
Flashing up on my
on your internal
VR
displays. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sir, welcome to the Watchtower. We have a very grave situation here where Inquisitor Trax has left on a mission and not to return. The other Deathwatch Marines that were here have either been killed, lost, or returned, and I am alone in the upper 5 levels of the building. I do have enough supplies, and we have plenty of weapons and equipment lying around. However, there is nobody to use it. As you can see, we are also under siege. Various alien races downstairs in the lower levels, with the Imperial Guard outside appearing to be I don't know exactly what they're trying to achieve, but
Decimus,
hopefully.
you are aware that there are Marines occupying the levels below you.
I get you. Okay. There are some Marines from various chapters or from a particular chapter. Dan?
Lamenters.
You
Mantis
know that
warriors.
they are Mantis Voice, Astral Claws, and Lamenters.
Right. Okay. Astral Claws and Lamenters downstairs occupying some of the lower levels, trying to clear them out. But, you know, it's tough going for them. There's a lot to do and there's not many of them.
Understood. We're inbound. We're here to search for information on Inquisitor tracks. We've been sent to find him and finish his mission in dealing with the Eldar Corsairs.
Right. Well, that's excellent news.
Provided our Arthas lighter doesn't fall apart on the way in, we shall be with you duly. Please be aware, however, that there is, I'm sure you're aware, that there's a rebel war going on and we may be here uninvited. So we may need to get the information and move quickly. So if you could assist us in that, that would be appreciated.
Of course, sir. I will be at your command.
Excellent. Then we shall be with you momentarily. And then, he starts because he's mentioned a load of heretical Marines are in the basement, so he's preparing his bolt gun.
The pilot, my lords, the landing platforms seem to be in the combat area, seem to be occupied.
And
I'm happy to land, sir, but do you want me to comm them, or
Who is occupying the landing?
I mean, with all due respect, sir, they all look like Marines.
can we poke our head out of a door and look?
Look out a window.
So you can, I mean, they're Space Marines. They're proud. So their banners are flying, again, somehow, on a world which is a grey rock. There's apparently wind, and the banners are flying majestically on this alien moon of these three chapters. And you can see them situated behind makeshift barricades, at windows and doorways, where the rock and the kind of black metal girders and stuff have been chipped away by las fire and shell. There's explosions. It looks like they've been at it for a while, and this guard army is in it for the long haul. They're not going anywhere. They've just basically dug in and set up various different,
How many Marines do we see?
It's difficult to tell, considering, in fact, all the shell fire and
All right, yeah, but do we think
weapons
it's like
fire,
a handful, or do we think there's like a company?
handful.
Kind of a handful.
Handful. Yeah, best guess, handful.
And there's no entry points higher up the tower, then.
The
Maybe
pilots,
even some makeshift ones that we can jump through.
hold on a second, my lord, says the pilot as he starts kind of looking over his controls, saying a quick litany to the machine spirit and to the God Emperor. And he says, there's a large stained glass window that we can blow out.
No need. We'll just jump through it. Take
Yes,
us
my
home.
lord.
Am I standing behind that large stained glass window?
I hope
So
not.
We're gonna find out.
So this frankly poor Avis lighter flies through all this flak, gunfire, las fire, bolter shells. Unfortunately, you're also an unidentified vessel, so the Imperial Guard and the Marines are taking pot shots at you, unless you're going to ask them not to do it anyway. But the pilot your pilot seems to have it under control. There is a loud bang, and the ship does rock violently. And for a moment, the pilot goes a little bit pale. I should say paler. Difficult to tell because he's got his oxygen mask and his goggles, and he's kind of probably humming the Battle of Britain music under his breath. Or something to that effect, as he goes in for a landing. Anyway, so he activates the sort of downward thrusters, and you begin to hover next to this large, angelic-looking stained glass windows full of reds, whites, and greens. It looks like some sort of Deathwatch Marine, but it's got like white angel wings and a big sword held in two hands.
Yeah, classic Imperial.
Classic Imperial
Azazel
architecture.
takes about what must seem like a couple of nanoseconds. To a Space Marine, it's probably a lot longer in his mind, but he takes a few seconds to admire the beauty and then goes, Raziel, go. He's got a jump pack.
Raziel jumps through. He goes, woohoo! Hits the jump pack right through the window, chainsaw in his hand.
I'm looking. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. I ain't gonna make you roll for that. So you go crashing in, and for a second in the room beyond, there is a crystalline shards of glass spray out into the room and kind of fall down. Bits of light are reflected onto it. It almost looks like it's raining inside the building. As you jump down, you're in a large hall. Looks like it was some sort of monastic temple area for prayer and private reflection and contemplation kind of thing. There's an altar to the God Emperor, and various banners line the walls. However, there's also a bit where the internal atmosphere kind of gets sucked out a bit into though there is an atmosphere outside, it doesn't match the interior as well, but you've all got helmets on, so it doesn't really matter. So
that's also why I sent the jetpack in first, so if there was any pressure, he could just fly against it, you see. And then me and the heavy metal boy are jumping.
I do a quick scan to make sure that there aren't any of the betraying Marines, the heretical Marines, not traitor Marines, heretical Marines.
Visual scan or a
both. I'm trying to pick up any sensor pings, vox pings in the area, plus a visual.
So the machine spirit of your power armor and sensor gear does pick up that there is vox chatter in the lower levels below on Space Marine frequencies. As a Blood Angel, you recognize the code phrasing and battle tongue, let's put it, of your fellow Gene Seed brothers, the Lamenters. So you kind of get a sense of what's going on. You get the feel that there's not that many of them. There's probably about 20 of them between 3 chapters. And they seem to be holding out fine. There's also a conversation about the fact that the prison cell somewhere in the building that were holding Xenos, the power to them has failed, and there are Xenos loose in the building, including Gene Stealers.
So I box back to Azazel. Brother Azazel, it looks like we're going to have an opportunity to deal with some Xenos, some Gene Stealers, perhaps, maybe other Tyranid forms, as well as some of our recalcitrant and confused brothers. Today is a good day to be in the service of the Emperor.
Azazel, you can't see him because he's got a helmet on, but he cracks a smile behind the helmet and goes, good. I was beginning to get a little rusty. And he jumps into the room. And it automatically assumes that the Iron Hand knows he's meant to follow, but maybe he actually thinks he probably should have gave an order.
He'll pause a second.
Lord, where do I go?
Find somewhere safe. And I'm just going to, after pausing for a second to basically let the Dark Angel get the hell out of the way, come through like a Oh, like a lead ball. I hope they didn't like their floor.
Yeah, I have
I
this
just
image of
imagine these-
the Dark Angel like gracefully kind of lands and runs with it, and then it's just like a thump.
I think like
the hole,
hero
the
landing
hole,
is the like
the
so
hole in the
shatters.
glass. The hole in the glass gets bigger and bigger each time, and then when the heavy bolt thrower goes through, half of it just caves in.
Raziel just watches the two of them fall past him. He's just like, that's why I get a jetpack.
Right. Okay.
And then I'm gonna vox in Valerius and ask him, Valerius, well, what level are you on? We appear to be in the chapters in the tower's chapter room for holy prayer.
Valerius,
the
from
temple,
you
the hall.
you are 2 levels above. In the laboratories between you and them are the prison and the archives.
Right.
And I assume is the archives we're probably going to be heading for the information.
That's a good shout.
Yes, you're a couple of floors below me, and I suspect many of the escaped creatures will be in between us at the moment.
That is not a problem. Make your way to the archives.
Librarian?
Is
Yes.
there a computer terminal nearby?
No, this is a specifically in this room. There's no computer terminal
Okay,
because
I will
this
just
is a
start
place of
walking towards the
contemplation and
nearest
stuff.
door.
Can
There
I
is a door.
Can I relay a map to them?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You'll have that.
So I'll basically send them a map of the
PDF,
sort of
damn
local area. Yeah. And I'll grab my helmet and start to leave. And then just as I'm leaving, I'll remember that I've got a bolt gun as well. And I'll go back for the bolt gun and then start to leave again.
That'd be useful.
Mm.
Yeah, and we're gonna. I guess Azazel's kind of like, yes, lead, but not tell them what we're doing. But they're Marines. They know the battle tactics. They know. So the standard procedure will now be to clear out the floor and move up to the
Can I
designated
run
location.
an Auspex sweep ahead of us? Because I have an Auspex.
Absolutely.
That was a
Yes.
question for the GM. I wasn't asking permission.
Let's make a roll.
Absolutely.
What do we have to do for that?
Tech use.
Tech use, please.
I think I get plus 20 for using the Auspex. So 2 degrees of success.
Oh, okay.
That's actually a relatively bad roll. I'm very good at tech use.
So your Auspex does pick up picks up Decimus. What's the range on it? Sorry.
Well, I'm kind of. It can probably scan a lot further than I'm intending. I'm basically keeping about 200 meters. Keeping it to about 200 meter range. Just so if anything's particularly close, it will pick it up and tell me.
There is one life sign not moving in the floor above you, which is the cells.
Single life sign, cells above.
Understood, brother.
As Raziel settles his storm shield on his left arm, pulls his chain sword, checks it. He's like, all right. Would you like me to proceed, Brother Azazel?
Take point. Keep your shield between us and them, and my bolt gun will fire over. Shield tactics.
Occasionally, the building rocks from weapons fire from the guard outside. Dust falls from the ceiling, and there's the occasional spark from an exposed wire. The internal illumination, which kind of is this sort of low pale yellow, flickers on and off. The chambers echo with the heavy metal of your boots going across cold metal girders. As Marines, you set out forth. You know your way around a watchtower as experienced Deathwatch Marines, and you begin to spread out in with the Blood Angel taking point. There is a air of danger around you. All your experienced battle senses know that there are other things here, perhaps watching you from the gloom, unmoving. Perhaps
To
maybe
remind the GM, I have paranoia, so if something hidden tries to get us.
I also have an Auspex running, so
yeah.
I've kind of got it on my heavy bolter thing, like the motion trackers in Aliens.
Aliens. So it's interesting you should say that. So Ferris, now and again, you will see a fast blur across your Auspex tracker.
There is at least one fast-moving enemy somewhere.
Yeah.
It's hard to pinpoint.
Azazel, you have that. You've got that strong feeling that you're being watched, and then perhaps maybe now and again you hear a hiss or the sound of claws against metal.
Given that what we know was in those cells and the speed at which it's moving at, our tactical assessment will be that it's probably from Gene Stealers.
Your Deathwatch Marines, it is absolutely that you could jump to that conclusion.
Yeah. That wasn't metagame. That was like genuinely like a.
Totally.
The fact that he's working it out that sort of all the sort of Xenos that we can fight against. Few things can move fast enough for the Auspex to have to blip out. And with that, you hear a click, click, click as his fire selector moves to Hellfire rounds on his bolt gun. He's prepared for the naturally armored creatures of the Tyranids.
A regular Auspex dot appears on the radar, beep, beep, and it approaches. But stepping out of the gloom is Decimus.
Open fire!
I imagine they have friend or foe, don't they? They probably have like foe.
So, Decimus, do you want to describe what your Marine looks like?
Well, he's been on his own for quite a while, so he's his armor probably isn't at its best. Maybe not as sparkly as some. It's definitely bluish in color, with white shoulder pads. One that obviously shows that he is an apothecary.
It's black. Your Deathwatch.
Sorry, it's black. No, he might. Yeah, well, he's only just joined, so he might not have blacked his armor up yet. Yeah.
I totally would have blacked his armor up.
All right, okay. Well, it's roughly painted then in black, and then the helmet has got basically a huge set of sensors on the front. You recognise it as a sort of diagnostic helmet, so there's no getting away from the fact he's definitely a doctor of some kind. But obviously you can't really see inside the helmet at the moment, so you've no idea what he looks like inside.
And,
Brother Azazel. Brother Azazel, it looks like our ultra marine brother has joined us.
Greetings. I'm glad that you could join us.
Indeed.
As you can see, things are not at their best.
Understood. All into formation. We are currently being stalked by a gene stealer.
Right. Well, yes, I'll join you, and I'll tuck in behind the rest of the Marines.
So I think probably what's happening right now is that Raziel's up front, Azazel's at the back, and in the middle is Ferrus and Valerius. Sort of tactically speaking, the Gene Stealers tend to attack at the sort of edges rather than sort of like going in. And we want to protect our heavy bolter man to have the range to be able to move around and fire his gun. And the Doctor will want to be in the middle and not maybe ready to collect our gene seed when we die. And we'll probably proceed in that manner towards the place that we're going to.
The archive.
Again,
That's it. Thank you. I couldn't remember the word.
Although
Again,
there's a single blip in the prison. Could be interesting.
yeah, and it's that blip has remained permanent and has stayed stationary as you've approached.
Can I tell from the description of which area it is what prison it might be and who it possibly
you know exactly
could be?
which prisoner it is. So it is a Eldari. And they are in one of their cells. But you haven't been down in the cells for a while, so you're wondering what they're still doing there. Because as far as you're aware, the power to the cells had gone a long time ago, so most of the aliens, they wouldn't be there anymore. But
So it'd be a
this
bit strange
Eldari
for
has
him to be
stayed there.
waiting around for somebody to come and pick him up. It is a he, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's unlike the Aldari. Maybe we should go see what's going on in that cell.
We have to make our way through the prison to get to the archives anyway.
Termination seems logical.
Of course, but we may want to question it first.
He hasn't ever been much trouble that I know of, but hey, he was in prison.
Suffer
He's
not
a
as he
Xenos.
Suffer not the alien to live. Well counted, brothers. Onward then. Let's see this job
moves
done.
out.
So again, your heavy shod metal powered armored boots hit against the floor. Occasionally, black kind of metal girded floor would move to marble and elegantly carved out rock. The architecture of this building is, again, it's kind of got that Baroque sense to it. Lots of arches, various gargoyles kind of looking down upon you. The prison cell itself, though, is a large circular room with multiple floors going above you, kind of like going down in a ring, with sort of walkways around each set of doors going down. All the doors are open.
We probably are going to proceed on our route, but make our route take us past the Eldari cell.
That would be that way, my lord.
Good.
And you make your way. So you kind of walk along one of these gangways, and there is a cell, imperial cell, a big metal door, shodded with bolts and various imperial insignia and inscriptions upon it and holy litanies. But it's wide open. Inside, pretty much only dressed in a kind of tattered tunic kind of thing, is a thin Eldari, pale skin, long red hair, kind of like matted and lashing at his face. He's looking quite pale, but his legs are crossed and he's kind of seems to be meditating.
I'll step in front so that nobody can just shoot him willy-nilly. And then I shall open the conversation in Eldar.
Brag out.
Can you speak Eldari? Can you speak Eldar?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Just so that
Right.
you know, I've got lots of language skills. I've got polyglot, and I speak High Gothic, Low Gothic, obviously, Orc.
I didn't know Orc was a language.
Apparently.
it's like football hooligan, isn't it?
Yeah, I should imagine it's
basically
like
football
it's just sort of like a series of grunts and howls, but it's. And I also speak Tau and Eldar.
Christ, he's a heretic.
I suppose
Raziel,
it could be useful to tell them you're going to
Raziel,
kill them in their own tongue.
Raziel moves out of the way and takes up a defensive position so that his more interrogating-minded brothers can handle the Aldari.
So
You're quietly, Vox, Azazel, make sure that you put him down hard.
Indeed,
what are
brother.
you doing here, little man? I shall say in Eldar. So obviously to the others, I'm speaking some gobbledygook at him.
He looks up at you and he says, Monkey, I am prisoner of Inquisitor Drax.
Yes, that I would understand correct, but why are you still here when the doors are open?
It is not my time to go yet.
It's an interesting answer. Shall I leave it to my brothers here to maybe ask you some further questions?
With a bolt pistol.
Valera, she feel a hooded presence over your shoulder as Azazel is been slowly but surely closing in to the room.
I will look.
Perhaps it would be easier if we spoke in your tongue, he says in High Gothic, so that your brothers can understand us.
I shall say just before in Eldar still, I will say, just be careful. They are probably more zealot than I am.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
And then I shall turn to my brothers.
The Eldari nods and indicates that he understands.
And I shall turn to my brothers and, well, gents, he appears to not have moved because he still feels as though he's a prisoner of Inquisitor Trax.
Good.
How may I be of service, he asks.
And as he finishes that sentence, a massive armored gauntlet crushes his around his neck and lifts him off the ground. You can start by telling me where the Corsairs are. I'm not putting so much pressure on that he can't talk, but enough pressure on that he knows that if I squeeze a little tighter, I'm probably just going to crush his body.
As I told Inquisitor Thrax, says the Eldari, without struggling, he doesn't seem to be grabbing at it at your hand. He just seems to remain calm. And he says, as I told Inquisitor Thrax, I do not know where my dark brothers are.
I'm now going to roll some interrogation, and I'm going to start beating him. So, make sure he's definitely telling me the truth.
I mean, you're really going to have to pull your blows.
Oh my god, I literally have the highest skill in interrogation. How did I fail that roll? Okay, so didn't go well. That's not great. I got a -1.7 degree.
Okay.
Must have rolled so high. I rolled an 86. Oh god.
You punch him in the face, and you hear the crack of bone, and against your metalled fist, you feel the tearing of skin, and as you pull away, you can see he's bleeding profusely from a large cut on his face, and he's got a cracked tooth. But he also seems to be still remaining perfectly calm. And he says,
you should leave this to a specialist, gents, brothers.
I am prepared if you need.
I am here to help. And
I'm going to...
my full cooperation. Violence is not necessary.
I'm going to inject him with some painkiller
Yeah, that's very polite of you.
Good.
Okay.
I can carry on then.
Yeah.
And as he does, Azazel's foot goes on his throat. Big
And
armor boot.
How?
I mean, it's going to
So
kind
you're
of be
dropping
more
him
on
to the
his
floor.
chest
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
face.
push
I was going to say, how are you going to get your
Our
leg up
boots
there?
are-
No, no. He's now pushed him to
Throw
the
him to the
ground,
floor.
and now the boot's on the throat.
And the
You're not
rest of
being
his
very
torso,
cooperative
'cause
at all.
Big boots.
Yeah, valid point. Yeah, it's like kind of covering his entire torso.
Most of his chest.
Yeah, you're not being very cooperative. Where are your kin? Where do they
They're
hail
not.
from?
They are what you call Dark Eldar. I am not. I am.
You're all
Craft
Xenos
world,
scum to me.
make a I don't know. We've all got sort of forbidden knowledge Xenos. Does that ring true at all?
Oh yeah,
What
we
he's
would
saying?
definitely know the difference.
I mean,
wouldn't we?
you know,
Right.
your Space Marines and your we're not dealing with the esoteric knowledge of the Eldar pantheon and like lore here.
Yeah.
You guys would know the difference between a Craftworld Eldar, a Dark Eldar, and maybe a Harlequin.
If we see a Harlequin, we're dead.
Yeah.
Unlike the game of Warhammer, in the lore, they're nuts. And they could easily take
I
apart.
mean, these guys got into the throne room.
Yes. So yeah, we would definitely know the difference between a Dark Elder and a Craftworld. Not maybe necessarily by looking at them, but when they identify themselves, that we would definitely know the
Yeah.
difference between them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are
Understood.
Dark
Right.
Eldar. They, as I told Inquisitor Thrax, their raids are begetting something else. They are hiding something. No, that is wrong. They are looking for something along the frontier. They tarry forth from the maelstrom.
What is your place amongst your community?
I am what is known as a Farseer.
Bang! He's a psyker as well. I'm not messing around.
Oh, Jesus
His brain
Christ.
just gets flat across the floor. Suffer not the witch.
I holster my bolt pistol.
Oh, God.
And that was a
Okay.
hellfire round, so that's just going to be messy as feck.
I'm not going to make you roll because he's prone. You've got his foot on his chest, and you've got a gun to his head. So yeah, half this Eldar disappears as you literally blow his chest off, parting the body in two and spraying the cell with copious amounts of Eldar blood.
The Eldar could tell us no more. To the archives. We just stomps out with
Yeah,
absolute
turn around
purpose.
like nothing's happened.
Raziel's already moving off. He's like, that was a foregone conclusion. So
The second he identified himself as a
Farseer.
he was a witch. He was a witch and a Xenos. He was definitely dying. Also, like in that moment, Azazel had made a threat analysis. You know, what little we know of the Eldar, the Farseers are powerful psychers and dangerous without weapons. So keeping him around was not an ideal situation. So that was his threat assessment. And while he still had the upper hand, he thought he would take it.
Okay.
Is
Let's
there a
hope
computer
the
terminal
Inquisitor
nearby? Dan?
agrees with you.
Oh, there is. Yes, there is
Okay, I'm just going to go plug my finger into a nearby computer terminal.
now. Robocop
And-
that. Okay.
And I'm going to try and figure out what's wrong with the thing and if it can be fixed.
What's wrong with the power?
Yeah.
It's not that it's not wrong. It's that a lot of it's being diverted to the lower levels to keep void shields up and not void shields. Yeah, void shields.
It would be
Yeah,
Void Shield, yeah.
Void shields,
Yeah, void shields and anti-aircraft, anti-tank weapons, all the automated stuff going.
It's they're prioritizing. They're basically getting the power to prioritize defense stuff over.
Yeah. But from where you are, you wouldn't be able to do it. You would need to go to where the Marines are and ask them to transfer the power if you want to, or shoot them, and
The power is being
transfer it anyway.
diverted by the rebels.
Understood.
So,
Well, we still-
brothers, what information are you after in the librarium?
Inquisitor tracks as Vector. We need to find him. And failing that, we need to complete his mission and rid this sector of the Corsairs.
Right. Okay.
Especially if they're red.
Hmm.
Foreshadowing. Brilliant.
Definitely
That's
a
one for the
meta pun
hardcore
there.
fans there. All right. I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, so you're in the cells and you're making your way down to the archives.
Yep.
So again, very fast tracking movement. Very fast tracking movement on your Auspex. Senses tingling. You can hear the scratching of claws on metal and rock, and you can hear things moving quickly in the ducts and air vents and electrical power supplies above you. And occasionally you might let off a round, but they're gone as quickly as they arrive. And there's definitely more than one.
Brothers, their hunt.
But
will
why
come
they're
to
not
fruition
attacking
soon.
you?
Prepare yourself.
So,
I was born ready.
Decimus, you would know that the archives are locked. So, but first of all, you make your way to laboratories, which makes up the kind of outer part of the librarians. Now, here, this is where Decimus is working. There are various vats of bubbling liquid fluids and various aliens at different stages of dissection. There are quite a few here that you don't recognize, either long forgotten or very rare. But there are others that you do recognize: a fully autopsied orc, or a hybrid gene stealer. Plenty of Eldari here and there at various stages of dissection, but also lobotomization as well. Looks like they've been focusing a lot on the brain matter as well. There are a variety of servitors going about menial tasks, moving in that mechanical, shoddy motion as they decant various different liquids into glasses, or angelic servitor cherubs flying above you, taking data access nodes and placing them in ports and moving socket supplies as best as they can to keep things going. There's a level of dust as well here and there, and you kind of pass through these laboratories and labs and get to the archive. This part of is locked and sealed, and Decimus, you've never been able to it's got the Inquisitor's seal on it.
Yeah. So I've never been this far.
No, it's of the Ordo Xenos. So there's got this great big kind of what looks like wood, but you probably suspect it isn't. It's got a massive Ordo Xenos inquisitorial symbol making up both sides of the door, so that when it would open towards you, the symbol would split in half.
Brother Ferris, can you get this door open?
I will see if we have sufficient access, and I'm just going to kind of walk up and plug in.
Everyone roll initiative.
Oh,
It's 1d10 plus your agility bonus, isn't it?
Yep.
There's no button for it, is there?
Nope.
Nope.
Slash roll.
Hold on. I need to get my Mark of the Xenos book out. Can you read it out to me? I'm not on the screen.
oh.
21.
So you got plus
Reg-
12.
I got lightning reflexes. Double my
That's just
agility
21.
bonus.
Ferris, what are you?
8.
Wow.
Rolled a 4.
Azazel.
13.
And finally, Decimus.
10.
10. Okay, what did I get? Let me actually open the page with the said alien in it.
I wonder
Wow,
what
this has
alien
got
is.
Chaos Terminators in it.
If it's a Gene Stealer, it probably also has lightning reflexes, so you might want to check that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I was looking into this, and there are several different versions of the Gene Stealer throughout the Fantasy Flight version. There's different ones for the Inquisitor one. What was the Inquisitor one?
Dark
Dark
Heresy.
Heresy. That's the one. And then there was a different bunch here in the Deathwatch one, and then there was definitely a different set in the Rogue Trader one. Pure Strain Gene Stealer. Here we go. Crack.
Let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, as people at home, Raziel is built just for melee combat. So he is just a render and a crusher.
Okay. Hold on, I need my D10. I'm gonna roll some dice. I'm sorry to be different.
Outrageous.
And 6. Okay. So I am at 17. So basically, as soon as Ferris starts plugging into the door, 3 Gene Stealers come tearing up from the floor. You're not taken by surprise. You're Space Marines. You had that danger sense. You kind of knew you already had your gun up, locked and ready to go. So let's start some combat. Raziel.
All right, so where are they in relation to where we are? Do I need to move
directly
to them?
ahead of you? They are not that far away. You will easily be able to get to the distance this round.
Okay. So you hear the hum of his storm shield as the force field activates and the revving of his chainsword as he moves in and will strike. Since I have to move, I can't take a full attack, so I'll just make the one strike with my chainsword. No modifiers, just standard, just standard difficulty. Okay. God, I suck so bad.
What did you get?
I rolled a 97, so a minus 3.4.
Oh gosh. So
that was
a no. That was bad.
That's a negative.
That's a negative. Okay.
Do you have lightning
really
attack?
Worth you guys. Sorry?
Do you have lightning attack? Oh no,
I do, but I have to. Yeah,
you charged.
Yeah, I couldn't even charge because they were too close. I would have done better if I had charged, but no, I just moved up and attacked. So I'm standing my ground to react to their attacks.
Okay. So, alas. So, Regiel, you're gonna have one on you. Uh, 65. Bloody hell! Weapon skill 65.
Pure Strange Gene Stealers.
Dodge, ambidextrous.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty damn good.
Rending claws, multiple arms.
All kinds of bad.
Oh, God.
This is why you earn the big bucks.
TPK. TPK.
There's only 3 of them.
This is why you wear power armor.
You ever played Space Hulk?
And frankly, with a roll like that, I didn't hit anything, but I've got more than one
Oh,
attack. So
fantastic. All right.
no, I have more than one attack. I think that's probably 1 hit.
All right. I'm going to roll first for my protective value of my storm shield.
Okay.
And
that work,
it
then?
absorbs the blow because I've got a 55 protection rating for my storm shield. And I rolled a 27, so
So how does that work?
it just absorbs the attack.
It's like an in run. He basically just bounced it.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
If he rolls
But
really high,
now-
though, it can just blow up.
Well, I've got to roll my overload roll now, so it's another 1d100 roll, and if I get 1 to a 10, it overloads.
Please don't. Not right at the beginning of combat.
Fizz pop.
Yeah, that would be sad. Oh crap!
Oh no.
What did he get?
I'm good. 54.
Oh, you're right. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Right. The other 2, because they're kind of climbing out and tearing through metal and pulling apart girders and stuff, though they are insanely fast, they've not been able to reach the rest of you that quickly. So you've got an opportunity to blow the shit out of them, starting with Azazel.
He's not going to blow the shit out of him. What he's going to do is, brothers, engage! And he's going to activate squad mode. And he's going to activate Dark Angel's specific one, immovable defense. And in doing so, he's going to use his ability as a tactical marine to give that to his brothers. Or at least he's going to attempt to. Come on, where's my
What does
lead?
that do?
Immovable defense gives
Yes.
us, listen to this beautiful, beautiful tactic. As long as we're standing still, so it doesn't affect Raziel, but it'll affect the other 2, gives us +10 ballistic skill, +10 to dodge, and +4 to all armor points.
Nice.
Nice.
So it should.
Certainly indomitable.
0.3 degrees
You've
of
got a
success.
reroll.
I've got a reroll. I'm going to use it because I need this.
Have we got rerolls? Excellent. Who gave us some rerolls?
None.
Oh no, I
Anomaly.
rolled worse.
Oh, no,
Apparently-
anomaly.
I apparently can't roll dice again. So no, I failed. I don't activate it for everybody, unfortunately, and it's purely now activated just for me. So that's sad.
Hey, no, anomaly. Do you want to give me some rerolls? Not my players.
No. Yeah, Gene Stealers. You don't need rerolls.
Wait, isn't there a fate thing here where you can get an extra degree of success? Is that a
Yes,
thing?
you can use
Yep.
a fate point.
Oh, so on that 0.3, I would have used one of my fate points to give myself a degree of success rather than using the reroll because.
Do you want to? Yeah, take the reroll back.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah, I'll take the
no, I'm
reroll
happy
back.
with that. That's cool.
Yeah, because that's what I should
Sorry,
have
I'm a
done.
bit rusty at this. It's been a
Yeah, so
while.
Don't worry, we all are. You know, when was this book published?
yeah. Now my brothers, both Ferris and Valerius, I will both get all of those bonuses now, as well as myself. But that is a full action, so I can do no more this turn. But I figured that's a good use of my turn.
So, next up is
Valerius. I think.
Decimus. Valerius, yep. What do you want to do?
Well, I think it's time to shoot them. Right, hang on a second. What have I got
Remember,
here?
you get +10 if you stay stationary.
Yeah, I'm not moving anywhere.
You can also
I
aim if you're firing single shot.
could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to ETM or empty the mag.
Full auto.
Yeah, full auto.
I feel like we
course.
suddenly slipped into an Aliens RPG.
Yeah. Take that.
Ah!
Extra. Yeah.
Get
extra.
up!
It's game over, man. Game over.
How do we
Game
get
on,
out of this chicken outfit? And all the other good
I love
classics.
the Marines.
So I'm gonna basically shoot at them with my bolter, just standard rounds in for the moment, and I shall shoot 4 rounds, which is full auto. So that's plus. Is that plus 20?
Mhm.
And then plus 10
Yeah,
from
to your
that.
ballistic skill.
Yeah, plus 5 from
So-
my armor. So that should be plus 35 altogether. I don't need to put the plus in, do I? I just need to put the 35
Just
in.
35, yeah.
Ooh, and I've still missed.
No!
How do I manage that?
You rolled a 98.
Bloody hellfire!
Is that a critical failure? Do they do that in?
Yeah,
are we
they do.
are we the Dudster Marines or?
You can you do have a reroll.
You have
Do
a
I?
reroll, mate. Because
Otherwise
otherwise
your
that's going to
gun
be a
might
critical
jam.
failure, and I'm going to blow up your
Yeah.
bolt or something.
No, it doesn't blow up. It jams.
I
Oh,
think
jams.
that's a good idea. Actually, I shall do it. I shall have a reroll. I'll spend a fate point.
No, you've been
Rather
given
No,
a
you
reroll
need to spend a 5 point. You got a reroll.
Yeah.
From our lovely audience.
courtesy of
Oh,
Dominic.
just.
Anomaly, spoiling my fun.
Yeah, only just. Look at that. Bloody hell. Right. So
many
I've
degrees
hit
of
him with
success?
1 round. Yeah.
Just
One
0.7.
success.
None, not a full one.
No.
So just a
Okay,
single round.
so
of it.
that's just a single round then.
Although it can try and dodge, being honest.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is true.
Next on my list of things to do. I've just remembered why I always used to get annoyed with how they did the monster stats in this rulebook, which was like all the talents and stuff and traits were written under it, but you still had to refer to the main rulebook to how they worked.
Something to remember, those of you who are wielding bolt guns, it has the tearing special rule, which means you should be rolling 3d6 and taking the 2 highest.
D10.
Sorry, 2d10 and taking the highest. Cheers.
No, it's not doing that by.
No, it doesn't automatically do it. So
You
roll
got
yourself-
to do it
So
separate.
just add a. Should I just roll a d10 and
Yeah.
see what we
I've
come up
actually
with?
set mine up. Yeah, well, that's your lowest score, so you'll drop that. I've actually set mine up just to roll 3d6, and I'll just drop the lowest off of it.
and
I
I
see.
dodge.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know what you mean.
This Gene Stealer kind of
It's a good
just
idea.
twists its body and the bolt round glides past it, impacting the wall behind him.
That's okay.
Well, that's
we've got a
me.
heavy-
Full
we've got a heavy
auto.
bolter.
I've used all my
Right.
actions.
Let's go to Ferris. Ferris, you are currently plugged into the wall. Your finger's in the wall. Well, your finger's in like a computer
It's
socket.
all right. I'm just going to pull it straight back out.
Well, before you want to do that, do you want to shoot your heavy bolter, or do you want to make make a roll for the door
Heavy bolt.
and the systems around it? Okay.
Although it may have defensive systems, Ferris would take the calculation at. There's a good chance it does, but there's also a chance that it won't. So yeah, he's just going to pull the
Okay.
finger straight out, firing at the same
Which one are you going for?
The one that just dodged, because you can't
Okay.
dodge lots of times.
No.
So I get plus 10 for our squad mode, plus 20 for firing on full auto, because heavy bolter go brr. And I've got a motion tracker for an extra plus 10.
Nice.
What about your armor? Does your armor give you anything?
Not for that, unfortunately. My armor would be great for an assault marine, not so great for me. Oh my god, we have been rolling really badly.
What did you get?
I rolled a 95.
Fucking hell, guys!
We cannot win.
You said we were going to be fine. I don't think we are.
I think
I-
more dead watch than death watch.
Specifically built this, because there's tables in here that tells you about levels and
I'm going to
difficulty
use my
rates and stuff,
reroll.
and I did have it as challenging, but on these, rolls, you might not do so well.
There we are,
Oh my
5 degrees of
days.
success. I used my reroll,
Oh, jolly good, excellent.
so I hit with 6 rounds.
Right,
Finally, hit something.
I'm expecting you to kill this guy, I assume, because if you hit him with 6 rounds, each of those do a different set of damage, right?
They do. So, to determine where I hit the thing.
And
In
although
the
I
45.
have I have natural armor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that'll be much use. I'm not going.
No, I think it only rounds up to about 8.
Yeah, that's not going to.
You're not actually that tough.
They're not just very, very fast.
Right,
Yeah.
so
Oh, the agility is scary, but the I should have also made you do fear tests, but I don't really think it's appropriate because it affect your Space Marines
And we shall know no
and their
fear.
G-Sealers.
right, I'm just
Oh,
going
yeah,
to
good
roll a
point.
3d10 plus 10, and then I'm going to drop the lowest of the things.
Fair.
So 19 damage, pen 9 for the first hit.
Still alive. My maths is right. But the next one will kill it because it's only got 20 wounds.
Next one does 20 damage.
Yes, dead.
It's already dead.
I don't.
It's
Oh,
already dead. Stop it.
I just want to make the point. This thing is just pulverized.
So
Just eat this.
in a let's rock kind of moment, Ferris brings his bolt gun to bear. You hear a ching 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 as this heavy bolter warms up slightly and then just lets out 6 rapid successive rolls.
Oh no, it's 10 rounds. Just
Turns around,
start hosing.
one after the other, and it just tears this Gene Stealer from limb. Literally multiple limbs in the case of a Gene Stealer. Arms fly everywhere. There's at least 4. Blood sprays all over Decimus.
I think from now on we should refer to this heavy bolter as the Holy Hoser.
And he is Azel. As this Gene Stealer is literally pulverized by heavy weaponry. New round.
All right, now
back to Raziel.
So Raziel is now he's toe to toe with this Gene Stealer, and I'm going to use a Furious Assault and attack 3 times.
Yeah, excellent.
Let's see if I can hit once.
Come on, guys.
Not gonna lie, our rolling's not been great.
All right, 1.9 degrees of success. So I'll roll damage and then we'll keep going.
Does get a chance to dodge.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Rog. I failed.
All right.
Excellent. Chainsaw go bird.
So that's the 8 because I also have flesh render, so I get to roll 3d10 and take the best one. So that's 8 plus 5, 10, 13, 25 points of damage.
I'm gonna get my calculator.
That's pen 4.
Still alive.
All right, second attack.
Still alive. Only
3.
just.
I hit. He only gets the 1 dodge, correct?
Unless it's got a special rule.
Yeah, I don't get to dodge this one.
Okay, so that's 4, 9, 19, 21 points of damage.
That'll do it.
All right.
So this chainsaw with its holy, almost spiritual buzzing noise comes to bear on this slathering Xenos monstrosity. You bring it down into its neck and chain tears apart chitin and flesh and blood rips out and kind of sprays you, and it twitches and flops, and as you pull your chainsaw out, it falls to the ground, almost cleaved in half across the chest, and it lays there on the floor, kind of convulsing and twitching.
You hear over the Vox, Raziel says, looks like Azazel, you need to step it up.
Well, it's my go, and I'm in close combat now, and I'm going to choose whether it's going to be Azazel or Decimus. Decimus. This Gene Stealer jumps you. I've got multiple attacks. Have you got dodge?
I do.
Or
Yeah,
parry or anything?
I do have dodge.
Remember, you get
Remember,
plus
you
10
get
to
plus
dodge.
10 to dodge at the moment.
got
Because
plus
of my
10
mighty
from,
order.
Yeah, but I also get minus 10 from my armor.
Ah,
'cause-
well, we balance it out.
It does, yeah, it does indeed. So I shall make my dodge roll. Does it come through?
Note yet.
Not yet.
Oh, I can see why. There we go.
Oh, 2.8 degrees of
Oof.
success. Good dodge. You rolled a
Yeah, that's a good
16.
dodge. So you dodge his first attack.
Clearly, our doctor's
next
been
attack.
studying Xenos for some time.
Yeah. Well,
Also hits.
yeah. Well, better roll the damage.
Yeah, hold on. What does Razor Sharp do?
Right, 1 second. I've got the call. Let me search.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Razor Sharp.
When
Obviously
rolling the
not.
attack with this weapon, if the attack rolls in 2 or more degrees of success, double its penetration.
Excellent.
Ooh.
So this will be 10, 22, 22 points of damage, pen 10.
Right.
To which
Okay.
location?
Yeah.
Oh,
What did you roll to hit? Because that determines what location it hit.
I hit with a 5.
So 50 body, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. And how much damage did he say?
22, pen 10.
Okay.
At least you get to knock 2 of those off from Dan's squad mode.
So what was the squad mode?
So it gives you +4 to your armor.
Oh, +4.
+4 to armor points.
Ooh,
So he's
so I hold
currently
2 off. So it's
no,
20 damage.
No, you should have 10 points on your chest.
you should have 10 points in your chest.
It says 8 on the character sheet.
But it should be
it should
8
be 10.
everywhere
Should be 10.
apart from
Should
your
be 10.
chest.
Right.
8 and then 10 on the chest. So.
It's 8 on my head because my diagnostic helmet has only got 8. So
Yeah, your head's 8. It's only your chest that's 10.
right. Okay. So that's 10, 14. So knocks
And what's your toughness bonus?
5 of that off. My toughness bonus. Oh yeah. God, shit. It's been a while since I've done this. Isn't it? My toughness bonus is 4.
So 8 because of unnatural
That's 8.
toughness.
So it's doubled. So I believe it's 12 damage.
Your thing should be, the bottom numbers. You know where it says 10?
Yeah.
You should have a bottom number that says like 18. So in the same box of body, it should automatically calculate your unnatural toughness in there.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
So I.
Oh no. Well, it says. I see. Now it's got double in there. It doesn't say. Yeah. Okay. So it's 8.
yeah.
So knock 8 off, which basically means I take 12 damage.
Well, knock 18 off because you take 10 off from your armor. Plus
No,
4 off.
No, the armor's part of that. So it's
okay,
8.
yeah.
Yeah, so in total, he's
knock
full
12
defense. It should be 22 at the moment. And then how much was the pen?
10.
10. So yeah, so it knocked 12 off the damage. So he takes 10 wounds.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I thought. Okay, right, we're good.
Good job. I'm giving you all +4 to your armor right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Squad mode for the win.
So bear with me.
Those things are vicious.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Once they hit.
Yeah, I mean, they're glass cannons. Unless they're fighting normal humans, then they're just cannons.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Is it my turn now?
So next up is
Azazel.
Azazel.
Okay.
Azazel, your brother is wounded. How will you proceed?
I mean, it's probably like flashing up on my thing, isn't it? Saying all my squad members. So I am going to do full auto, unsurprisingly. And
You get -20 for firing into combat.
I'm not in the combat.
No, but,
No, but he
one
is.
of your friends is.
Oh, that's fine. Well, we're going to balance all this out because I've got like plus 50 at the moment. So it'd be
What
plus
could possibly go wrong?
plus 30 in total. Then if I take the 20 off.
Never mind, I can patch myself up anyway.
Oh, for
Ooh.
crying out loud. I'm going to use my re-roll. Jesus Christ, can I please pass one roll tonight? My ballistic
rolling
skill-
has been shocking.
My ballistic skill is so high with plus 30. I should be like pretty much
Yeah.
guaranteed to hit.
I mean, that wouldn't just be a miss, that'd be your gun jams.
There we go. 2.2 degrees of success. Lovely. Flipping jubbly. Right, let me just roll my damage. He doesn't get his natural armor because it's Hellfire rounds.
Has he dodged yet, that one?
Oh, is that one dodged? Any of the
I don't know.
Well, there's only one. Yeah, there's only one left, and it did
Has-
dodge.
Oh,
Yeah.
it has dodged. Okay, cool.
Okay, so dropping 2 off of that. So the first one is 17 damage.
Still alive.
And then the second one is 20 damage. And
Think that might do
it cannot absorb any of that with armor because it ignores natural armor because it's Hellfire
Still
round.
disputes toughness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah.
Hey!
As the acidy, hellfiery goodness tears it apart.
Well done, brother.
Without blinking, I just kind of plugged back into the door.
I'm going to
Okay,
fix
I need
myself up.
some sort of security roll from you. It's
Tech
not going to
use,
be
I think.
easy. Hold on, let's have a look.
So there is a security skill, but it's based off agility, so I'm not entirely sure what that's for.
Lock picking.
Yeah, I think you're right, but that's not what we're doing. We're kind of hacking
Yeah,
So that'd be
so-
tech use.
tech use. Yeah, but we're going to have a big fat minus on it. So minus 20.
Okay, I'm going to use my Auspex as well to help. Jeez. Did I roll 97?
Guys,
Alright, I'm going to use a.
have you got a reroll?
Yeah, I'm going to use a fortune.
Please tell
point.
me have a reroll, because we're going to have a Return of the Jedi moment if you don't.
I'm going to fortune point that.
You might end up having to call
Oh.
this Return of Dud Squad.
I did forget to add my bonus though. Oh, for the love of God!
God, Emperor, help us. Guide us in our moments of darkness.
I only rolled a
So-
90.
I see the security on this door is tough.
A large metal blast door slides down over the wooden decorative imperial symbol, inquisitorial symbol.
Ferris, was that meant to happen? I mean, that was a hell of a blast door you called down, but I think we're supposed to be going through.
Inquisitorial security is incredibly high. I'll see if there's another way I can reroute things to get us through.
Okay.
Is there a code pad? Or
That's kind of what
something
I'm
that-
plugged into, I think.
It's kind of what it's in. It's 40k technology, so it's not exactly a code pad. What he's got is a large skeleton head, so it's a skull
Yeah.
with the jaw open, and it's kind of encased in metal. And in the gap where the jaw opens is a sort of several access ports
Right,
for data nodes, and then a keypad as well.
right. So, can I find the? Can I remember what the Inquisitor's favourite book is?
I mean, you could try, but I'm pretty guaranteed that it's a inquisitorial password, and it's not going to be the name of his book. It's a digital pad.
Hang on, password.
Yeah, Inquisitor Thrax was known for his poor passwords.
I will hold on.
Can we use some crack grenades and make a shape charge and blow out part of the wall? Not the door, the wall.
Nobody's ever tried it in here.
Decimus, your
Yes.
feelings on it is, so that is the Inquisitor's sanctum.
Yeah.
As well, it's probably its own, what's the word?
Structure? Inner structure?
Yeah, it's its own inner structure, like independent of the rest
It'll
of
be
the
armored in.
So like
the
a
wall
bank
will be
vault.
armored as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, kind of like its own little bank vault.
Yeah.
But I tell you what,
Which are there any of the servitors in here? Ones that are cleared to go in to his inner sanctum.
no, they're all in there already.
Oh, okay. Could I try maybe Mr. Tech Marine?
I'm not a tech marine.
He's not a tech marine. No,
Oh, right, that's the problem.
very
is it?
easy
None
to
of us
make that
are.
mistake because he is an iron warrior.
Iron
Um,
hands.
Yeah, sorry,
Big difference.
I warrior, kill him!
Freudian slip.
Could-
So it's, some people do make that mistake calling them all tech marines.
Well, that's all right.
Can I see if there's
well,
like a way I can mechanically override it rather than electronically?
could we call one of the servitors out?
To
Into the
Decimus's
laboratory?
question, no, but you make a navigation roll, intelligence, and Ferris mechanically make a roll. Again, probably
So again, tech use, anything fix
tech
evil,
again.
that sort of thing. Is it still minus 20?
Yeah.
Hey, 5 degrees of success. Roll a 20. Hey.
No.
No, from Decimus. Yeah, okay, so mechanically, you might be able to get the door open if you're not kind of trying to blast the wall down, but what you could do is blast to gain access to the mechanics of the door, if that makes sense.
All right, if I know where we're going to plant charges, I will literally just go plant charges here, 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 and here.
Yep.
Who's got grenades?
I mean, I think we all.
I think
come with
everybody.
crack grenades.
Everybody. Yep.
You should all have
Okay.
three. You should all have three of each kind of grenade, right?
Yeah. It's gonna take about 6 crack grenades to do.
Right.
Okay.
I will give up my 3 crack grenades because I'm less likely to use them than anyone else.
Well, I'll give up mine as well because I shan't be using them.
There you go. 6 crack
Does
grenades.
anyone have demolitions?
I mean, we all have basic demolition.
Oh yeah. No, it's not a basic skill.
Yeah, it's a basic skill.
Yeah, my demolition.
I think
Everybody.
we've just come with it because we're.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's an advanced skill, but all Space Marines have it. So whoever's got the highest intelligence would be the best person to attempt
Probably the
it.
apothecary.
It could be.
I'm assuming he's got higher than 46.
Yeah. It is pretty high. Right. Okay. So demolition roll. Any bonuses? Negative?
No.
No. Okay. So it's on the advanced list.
Please don't fail.
You've seen our rolling, right?
Yeah, it's been a good evening, hasn't it?
Mm.
Oh, so close and yet
You got a fate.
so
Fate.
far.
You need to spend a fate point to reroll. You get them back next session anyway.
Why am I rolled a 12 there, and it says I failed. I don't understand that.
Yeah, if you rolled a 12, that's definitely a pass.
That's strange, isn't it? What's it do?
I know, because it is the skill's unknown, isn't it?
It's an unknown skill.
Yeah, so I've just realised I'm looking at the little tower.
Oh,
thing.
yeah, it's not trained. Yep, that's why you failed.
That's why you failed,
yes,
because
you're
you rolled
right.
you rolled a
Absolutely,
12, which is a great roll, but you don't know the skill, so it's still 1.2
No,
degrees.
so, no,
You would have had to
okay.
roll a 0 to pass. That's fair.
So we
No,
don't. I don't have that skill. We
No,
don't
none
have
of
So
it.
you've absolutely well and truly planted these grenades correctly, and nothing can go wrong.
Excellent, gentlemen. I think you'll find we'll be in about 2 minutes.
So you activate the grenades.
Right, stand back.
They each explode in a sequence, exposing the these kind of large cogs and holy circuitry, and which is now fused from the explosions.
Well, Azazel, my battle brother, we might need to go talk to the rebel Marines and see if they have anybody who can get us through this door.
They will not have access.
No, but they might have a tech Marine who can do better than we can. There's some lamenters down there. There's a chance we can
The door is now
convince them.
fused. You cannot open it even with a password.
They might have some way better than we've got because we clearly don't have the way through.
Does
There
this
wasn't
tower have an
any,
armory?
There weren't any, by any chance, heretical tech priests in our prisons, were there?
No, it was all Xenos rather
Xenos.
than
Right.
Is there any way I could
heretical.
repair the damage?
Um,
Because I am incredibly good at very small, intricate work. Because I have an exceptional bionic
yeah,
hand.
I think you could probably MacGyver it, but you've got to go and find, like, you'll have to borrow
Right,
bits from
that's
other
it.
doors.
I'm going to go find some, a rolling pin, some paper clips, and the moon's gravitational pull.
while
But you're on a moon.
while Ferris is doing that, the floor above, more importantly, the ceiling to this room. Do we believe that is also structured, or is it like a bank vault, which is terrible and that has terrible floors and ceilings, but great armor around the outside of it?
It's looking, because you've got a map, and looking at the sort of 3D rendering of this facility, it looks like that several floors are just sort of boxed in.
Yeah,
was
a
gonna
giant
say,
armored cube.
It's all
Even
it's
bank vaults
yeah, it's
are
like a
typically
giant.
very solid above and below.
It's an armored cube within it's its own structure within a structure. It's like a
Right.
panic room almost.
Is there any macro cannons attached to this building?
I mean, yeah.
On that point inwards. So,
Can we make any of them point inward?
I mean, that
I
might
think
destroy
it's-
the contents as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to be
Very
looting
Inquisitor.
another door for parts.
Okay. It's going to take a bit of time to do this. Is there anything you want to do while you wait, apart from avoid gene stealers? Add another.
Doors off.
I only told you to blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah, is there any melter bombs or anything on site? This is a Space Marine.
Yeah, there is an armory.
let's
Its
have a
door
look.
is also locked.
Yeah. With an even stronger door. Oh, no.
Are you going to go
I
and
think-
investigate the armory?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm going to take Raziel with me and
All right.
give these two the
The
orders to hold.
armory is down with the other Marines.
Oh, mother.
Yeah, sorry.
Do
You
not
really
press
don't want to have a conversation with these guys.
No, they're traitor marines.
Go
I'll
on.
end up shooting them.
They're not. They're rebels, and we're
They're
Deathwatch.
traitors.
We're on a. Brothers, we have got a mission. If we fail our mission, we fail the God Emperor. We need to find a way past this problem. It's a friggin' door.
It would look good if we went back to the position and told them we were defeated by a door.
It is an inquisitorial sanctum. They are not known for being easy to open.
I mean,
Good point, Ferris. It's
Ferris-
a tough door.
Ferris can do this. It's just going to take him a bit of time to do.
I'm already
a
doing
couple
it.
of hours.
Is there anything in the lab that might be able to help us through the door?
Well, that's kind of where Ferris has been getting most of his bits.
I'm thinking some
From the lab.
caustic chemicals. I have
Oh,
got
you won't
chem
get through.
use, so I might be able to identify some.
There's definitely acids and stuff that you could use to burn through.
Hmm,
However, there are 2 doors now between you and one of them is a blast door, which is specifically designed to,
it might take a while.
stop a high-powered weapon.
However, if he tells me he's got access to acids, I can use some of that to actually free up some of the parts that are already there.
Yep, good shout, and maybe make things smaller, burn
Do
away
we have
existing
any
stuff.
drills? Any sort of
Plenty of drills. You
diamond-headed
got loads of
autopsy equipment, haven't we?
what's the word? Yeah, that's the word. Thank you. Autopsy equipment. So there are drills and stuff. So yeah, all right. So with this extra equipment and putting it all together, it would probably only take you about an hour to put the stuff together.
To drill
and make
and
the
acid
door.
and
And
So much for expediency, given that our ship is hiding in orbit somewhere, so it doesn't get attacked.
Yeah, but what's an hour in a thing where your warp travel could take you a day or a year?
Azazel is mildly impatient and probably standing next to Raziel, just grunting, low grunts.
and here's the point where I am a bit of an asshole and ask, so you've done it all, now I need another roll for it to work.
It's another tech use.
Yes, please. No minuses, because you've basically designed it yourself.
I mean,
She
that will
fails
help
roll.
unless I roll like 90 again.
Don't say it out loud.
Do you get anything for my help at all?
Yeah, that's why he lost
The
the penalty.
plus 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
7 degrees
Hey.
of success.
Where was that roll
Okay.
earlier, man?
So the blast door first of all slides up, revealing that large, fake, kind of wooden double doors to the Inquisitorial Sanctum. The Ordo Xenos Inquisitorial symbol splits in half as the doors ponderously open up towards you. There's a slight gust of air, which, if you didn't have your helmets on, would have that sort of smell of ancient parchment and worn leather books. As you walk in, it is what can be, stereotyped as a typical imperial sanctum. There are bookshelves full of parchment scrolls, data slates, a large leather chair next to a sort of dais with a sort of ponderous tome upon it with large ink writing on it. There's a various Xenos trophies around the room. A lot of the books in here are not human. Clearly, some of them are alien. There's one wall is completely taken up as a map of the Maelstrom, and there's various dots and symbology on it, including Eldari symbols of what you're not sure. You'll have to take a close look at it. There's a plinth with a kind of a leather-bound diary on it. In front of it is a servitor kind of scribe with lots of thin metal mechanical arms coming out of its back, each one holding a one hand holding an inkwell and the other one kind of a long arm ending in a feathered pen. Other servitors kind of are dusting and cleaning around the room. So that's kind of the picture you have in front of you.
I'm gonna.
Raziel's definitely out of his element, so he is just going to guard the door and let the more inquisitives among his brothers take care of this.
I wish to invoke my personal demeanor of studious to now go through all the books, starting with his diary, what looks like his diary, to find the information that we need.
I need a roll.
What role would that be?
I don't know. Let's go and have a look.
Investigation.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Inquiry.
I can't see investigation. Where's that?
Oh, that's
No, that's inquiries. Yeah,
Literacy?
fellowship.
Inquiry.
It's
Literacy, you've already got as trained.
yeah,
literacy
maybe.
trained. So no minuses because it's trained.
Do I get any bonuses for being studious and using my personal demeanor?
+10.
Still failed.
Good God. Fate point.
I haven't actually passed a roll first time tonight, and I have no rerolls. So
Man, no rerolls.
Do you not have
Okay,
enough
so
any fate points left?
you do.
I have 2 fate points left.
Then use one. It's just a reroll.
You get them back at the end of the. You get them back next session. So
Okay.
Yeah, they're like
Do you wanna spend
fortune
another?
points in Woothrup, Dan.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it again then.
Is there a computer around?
Oh, I passed by 3.6, but
Okay.
I should not need a reroll every time I roll a flipping dice.
You say that. I was passing on like 85s and I rolled 90 and 98.
Ferris, there is a computer and it's linked up into the kind of map wall. But I'll kind of get to that in a second.
I'm gonna have a look through the Eldari books if I can. See if there's anything in there.
Let me just quickly refer back to Dan's role.
I'm going to take my helmet off as well, so you can see basically what I look like is Doc Emmett Brown. There's just hair coming out of everywhere. He obviously hasn't been in the line for a while. 5 o'clock shadow.
So the Diary of Inquisitor Tracks, it consists of high Gothic scriptures, illuminations, picturing imperial saints, artwork of Xenos origin, depicting some sort of history. There are Eldari runes in there as well. And he writes that for want of a better term, the Dark Eldar are seeking something. It says, they must be stopped. And he writes, I believe they seek an Exodite world. You don't know what that is. You know what that is, but I don't think your character would have a clue what that is. Are seeking an Exodite world that I've discovered writings on, but for what reason they're looking for it, I don't know. I've been speaking to the Farseer, and it looks like there are 2 possible locations that we could be going to. One is where the center of the raid seemed to be culminating, but also the Farseer revealed to me the location of this Exodite world. So that's what you get. Going over to Decimus. Can you read Eldari?
Yes, I've got literacy.
I want you to make a Forbidden Law Eldari. If you have it.
Forbidden Law Xenos.
Forbidden Law Xenos?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, make a roll, please. You're already trained.
Yeah.
You got any other ranks in it?
No, it's just the one. It's just the one.
Okay, all right.
So no modifier, straight roll.
What did you get, sir?
Just 0.1. I passed.
Just okay. These you find reoccurring. So you look at a couple books. One appears to be some kind of children's book for an Eldari. The other one is of poems from a long lost time, again in Eldari. The other one, would we recognize the symbol of Slanesh? Probably, maybe.
Have fought demons on Zath, but Thrax, but I don't know. Probably not.
Probably. We'd recognise it as a chaos symbol, but I doubt
Yeah,
we'd know the difference.
It's got some sort of chaos symbology to it, but don't think you'd know it's a Slanesh symbol. But each one kind of talks about.
Is that the poetry book has got the?
No, that's a different book. There's a different book.
Right.
So 3 books, but each one has a sort of similar version of the same story, which seems to be some sort of lost artifact, but it doesn't really go into a detail what it is, or at least your knowledge isn't good enough to kind of understand it.
So what I'll do then is try and sneak the poem one into my armor somewhere, or into my med pack, or
fair enough,
drill a hole through it, or whatever I have to do to secure it in my pack so I can.
Oh, that's easily done. Yeah. Moving over to Ferris, we're probably going to be looking at the last thing of the night now. So if someone could quickly message our Pete, that'd be great. Ferris, the computer terminal is linked into the wall, the map wall, but the map wall is also an astrological chart.
Yeah, so I'm going to be using it to see if there's coordinates of where he's gone or been going, and etc.
Yes, so please make another tech use roll. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
There are 2 locations on the map.
Okay, I will download.
And you have the exact astrogational coordinates for them for any
I'll download them.
Navigator to use. Okay, so what information do you share with each other before we call it a night?
I imagine relay spatial coordinates for the 2 locations, as if it was literally just reading out anything.
And I will, getting that information from Ferris, realise it marries up with the information I have also obtained from the diary, and also share that back.
And I will bring the children's book out, and I'll say it contains a fable about a lost artifact, and it's some Eldarin artifact.
Okay.
I would say, Azazel, I don't think we can safely leave the sanctum open like this, not with rebel marines in the spire.
I can close it.
I won't
lost.
I won't look the sergeant in the eye.
Yeah, so if we all leave, then I will just kind of undo what I've done and let the shutters and everything come down. And then I will deliberately fuse them shut so no one else can go in.
Okay, all right, cool. So you have 2 locations where this Inquisitor could be. One is an alleged Exodite world, which you don't really know what that is, and the other one seems to be, from what Roger's character saw, is kind of like where the attacks are coming from, where the raids are coming from. So it could be whatever is there as like their base of operations or something.
Well, the information, he seemed more interested in finding what they're looking for, which is the Exodite world.
Mm.
So that's probably our first port of call.
But interestingly, you don't think they found it yet.
The Eldari or Trax?
Drax has found it, but from what the diary indicated, they haven't found it yet, and that marries up to what Ferris has found on the map, because the dots of the raids don't go close enough to the to that world.
So it makes sense to go there first.
Okay,
Call in our Arvis later.
right.
You've got to jump out the window.
we'll
Right, Lieutenant Biggles, please return to post.
Flight Lieutenant Biggles here. Roger that. Jolly good show on the way. So
Bring
we will
Bertie and
leave.
Ginger.
We'll leave tonight's session with the team of Deathwatch Marines boarding their now, let's say, trusty Arvis lighter. No,
Get in the van.
it's the 18 van.
No, it's more like getting into Del Boy's freewheeler.
It is Del Boy's three-wheeler, isn't it? Yeah.
Who knew this
and
rogue trader was called Trotter?
and heading off across the battlefield. Now, any announcement? Let's go into any announcements for Garblag Games this coming week. We've got Lord of the Rings tomorrow night. That's going to be cool. Me and Dan are like, yeah, cool. Anything else that we've got on coming up?
Anything in the US time zone, Saren?
Yes.
Well, not for Garblag at the moment, but over on the Lollygaggers channel, who are friends of our channel here on Garblag, we do have a few things coming up tomorrow night while you guys are all asleep at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So everybody in Europe, you'll have to check this out on YouTube. We are starting our Werewolf 5th Edition Chronicle.
Cool.
So that'll be a pretty good time. And then on Friday, you could catch me running perhaps the finale, more than likely the second to last episode of our current Modifius 2D20 Conan game, our Hyborian Tales, where our guys have found themselves on the cusp of entering the dreamland. So a little H.P. Lovecraft meets Robert E. Howard.
Nice.
Back to you, Dan.
And we got any Garblag games on Friday?
No, I think the next one.
No, so then
Coriolis
it
on
would
Tuesday.
be background to Coriolis on Tuesday, and then us, and then Lord of the Rings again. Okay, jolly good. Don't forget to watch us on YouTube and like, share, and subscribe. Click the thumbs up button and give us a comment so the algorithm can find us. Don't forget to come and join us on the Discord. Hope you all had a wonderful night. Thank you very much for joining us. Over and out.
And may the God Emperor guide you.
God Emperor guide you.
Hoorah!